You want to increase your credit limit, whether it be for a big purchase, reducing your overall credit usage, or you just want to be able to spend more money. Getting a credit limit increase is a fairly easy process, and I would know because it's worked for me. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and today we're talking about how to increase your credit limit, which can increase your credit score overall, in just a few ways. But before we get into it, let's make sure we smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Maybe? Firstly, increasing your credit limit can actually increase your credit score by reducing your total credit card utilization. It's a lot of credit words coming at you, but pretty much what it means is that with a higher credit limit, your overall utilization goes down if it stays the same. So if you spend $2,500 on a $5,000 limit credit card and then your limit goes to $10,000, your utilization is now only 25% compared to the 50% it was at before. If you are more concerned about the actual credit score part of this, then check out my other video on increasing your credit score. I go into more details about other ways you can do that. Or you can stay here and just watch this video too. Up to you. Make sure you stick around until the end because after I mention all these ways, there is one little thing you have to keep in mind with some credit cards. The first way, and this is what worked for me, is to generally spend near your limit or over 50% and then pay it off. Generally, this shows to the credit card company that you are trustworthy. You can take a balance, whatever it may be, and then pay it off before the end of the month or whenever you get your statement next. You just maybe spend 60% of your limit and then let it sit for a few days, wait for all the transactions to settle, and then you pay it off. Credit card companies will do this every 6 to 12 months if you have been good with your credit with them. I will say I have not gone anywhere near my limit recently or even 50% because they just kind of increased it so much that I don't spend that much, so I don't go near the limit. It could be me not hitting that limit or that threshold to have them increase my credit limit, or it could be because of Corona and a lot of credit card issuers are not giving limits right now, but some are if you've been good with your credit. It just kind of depends on whether or not you've been paying your bill. Number 2, ask for one. It's super simple. A lot of companies will either let you do it in the chat, like just typing on the computer, or you might have to call them. So one of the two ways will work. Don't expect them to give you a limit increase if you've been bad with your credit though. They just won't do that if you've not been paying off your balance or not been paying at all. They're not just going to increase your credit. If you've missed payments or had issues in the past 12 months, you're probably set at your credit limit for the foreseeable future. Just consider your history with your credit card issuer and whether or not you think they're going to give you a limit increase. A lot of them probably will, even if you carry a small balance month to month, because you've also been paying interest on that to them, and I'm sure they appreciate getting paid a bit of interest. Number 3, get another credit card. This, again, is a very simple one. You just get another card that has a new limit on it, and then you increase your credit limit overall. Each new credit card you get will have a new credit line with a certain spending amount, and sometimes each new card with the same issuer might actually increase your limit. So let's say you get your Chase Freedom and it comes with a $2,500 limit. Maybe you get the Chase Sapphire Preferred next, and since you've had the Freedom with them for a while, they give you a $5,000 limit. Then you're still with them because you watched my other video on how often you should apply for a new credit card, and you get the Southwest card because it was a great sign-up bonus. They might actually just make your limit $8,000 because you've been good with them so far. Then again, you can start this anew with a different company and hopefully go up the ladder there on their different credit limit increases. If you really want to increase your credit limit and don't know if you're going to be approved for another card, you can always get a secured card where you have a very high chance of approval with a good credit score. Secured cards I mentioned in a different video, but you pretty much just give them a security deposit and then their limit that they set is that deposit. So if you give them $1,000, you have a $1,000 limit that will be returned to you when you close the card. Some other cards might let you do that, but it has to be a known fact about them. You can't just hope that one of the cards you apply for and own will give you a credit limit increase because you give them another $2,000 or something. There's a couple bad cards out there that you need to be careful of because they charge you a fee based on the limit increase. Let's say you ask this specific issuer for a credit limit increase and they increase your limit by $1,000. Well, they're not going to give you that limit increase until you pay 25% of that new increase. On a new $1,000 above credit limit, now you need to pay $250 just to increase your limit. And that's just a bad deal. Why would you pay the annual fee of an American Express Gold card just to increase your credit limit? Also, another thing, if you opt for one of the luxury cards from American Express, that's the Gold and the Platinum, they don't come with a credit limit. They advertise on their website and everywhere that there is no limit on these things, but there's a secret limit. Either way, the limit that they have for you doesn't show up on your credit score. It just shows up that you have this card open. So if you actually carry a balance on this card, it'll show up on your credit score and it'll show up without a limit. So let's say you have an overall limit of $5,000 all across your cards, and you have an American Express Gold card. If you carry a balance into the next month for $1,000, your utilization will be 20% in that situation because the American Express Gold card has no limit and it only subtracts from the limits on your other cards on the credit score. You could spend well over $5,000 on the Amex Gold and then pay it off and be fine. It wouldn't show up on your credit score at all. But just keep that in mind because these cards are charge cards and not credit cards. Just consider that when you might be applying for an American Express card or for a Chase card when you need to increase your limit because you won't get that limit increase with the Amex cards. That's pretty much it for all the total limits you can get. Let me know down in the comments if you're gonna try one of these strategies or if you have a new thing that I didn't even mention and that has worked for you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.